wizard in.
Hey everybody, this is Pitney.
And this is Amelia.
And we are from Pitney and Amelia's
Bitchin' Boutique. And you're listening to the So Wizard Podcast.
Broadcasting very fast and very dangerous from the planet Malastare. You are listening to So Wizard.
You're thinking people gonna die?
The only podcast to make the Kessel run in under 12 parsecs.
There'll be no one to stop us this time.
What's going on, everybody? It is time for episode number 216 of the So Wizard Podcast. I'm your host, Joey DiCarlo. My co-hosts, back from assignment, the queen of all nerds, Aubrey Litchfield.
Hi.
And the expert, Mr. Marquis Marcellus Reagans.
What is going on? Hello, everybody.
You are listening to So Wizard Podcast. Three friends discuss the world of nerd, podcasting weekly. This week, we've got a bunch of nerdy news to talk about, including the new trailer for Captain Marvel. Before we get into that, how's everybody doing? Aubrey, we've missed you for 2 weeks. What is going on, and where have you been?
Where was I the first week?
You're out on assignment.
I don't even remember what happened to me that first week. The second week, we had the hurricane coming. So I wasn't sure exactly how that was going to go because a lot of stuff was shut down and shutting down. I honestly can't remember where I was the week before, though. That's crazy. I think I had to work crazy hours. But yeah, so, I've been good. I've been playing Spider-Man. Been living life, going to work every day of my life.
Doing big things.
Yeah.
How do you like Spider-Man?
It's actually really fun. It reminds me a lot of Arkham Knight. And I liked Arkham Knight, so, that's fine with me. But I'm sure, the people who really hated Arkham Knight don't really like it. But, yeah, I like it. It's cool.
Are there shitty Batmobile races in it?
So there's different things that you have to do within the game, like a lot of stuff that you have to collect and a lot of missions and side missions and stuff that you got to do. And one of them is Harry Osborn has these research facilities, and those, I guess there's two things that you could say, there maybe three things that you could say is kind of like racing. So the Harry Osborn stuff is normally timed, and you have to finish it within certain amounts of time, and each lab facility is different. So one of them you collect samples of a toxin in the air, another one you are racing to fix water towers, stuff like that. So then that's timed. And then sometimes there's crime. It requires you to track down a vehicle that you got to race to get that. And then there's another one where you have to defuse bombs. And so that's obviously timed as well. So those things have that racing feel to them. So I can see in those points where it's like Arkham Knight too.
Word.
Yeah.
How about you, Mark? What's going on with you? How's the Big E treating you?
The Big E is treating me fine, just fine. It is taking a while for me to. It's taken a while for me to get used to working 7 days a week, long hours again. But I'm doing it, and I have another project that I'm working on too when I'm not working, and that's taken up a lot of my other time. So I haven't had a chance to really do anything at all. I haven't seen any movies or written any reviews. I've been working on this project because I need to get it done really, really soon. And the clock is ticking, but I hope to have it done hopefully soon. I am going to take a little bit of time off this week to go see Transformers, the movie, in the theaters on a big screen. So that's going to be my one break coming up.
Awesome. I haven't been doing really much of anything, because I don't want to spend any money at New York Comic Con coming up in a week and a half. And that's going to be ridiculously expensive.
Yep.
But I'll talk about it a little bit on the show when I get back, but not a lot because they didn't want to give us press passes. So why would I give them coverage?
True. Very true.
Plus, I can't really afford to do anything there anyway. So it's going to cost all my money just to get there.
That's right. Well, make sure you take lots of pictures and get some interviews, and do all the stuff you tell me to do whenever I go to a convention.
Yeah, I'll be lucky if I can afford to eat breakfast. I'll be filling my backpack at the Continental Breakfast. How many muffins can one person eat in a week? That's going to be my goal for New York Comic Con.
Challenge accepted.
Awesome. All right. Well, now that we know how we're doing, why don't you tell the listeners out there where they can find more So Wizard Podcast?
Sure. All right. So everybody can go to SoulWizardPodcast.com where you will find new episodes every week. You'll also find movie reviews from yours truly, not this week. You'll find Netflix and Amazon streaming picks from our buddy Adam Wallyhawk. You'll also find our merchandise there, so you can purchase some of our t-shirts. Look good while you're representing the show. Another great way to support our show is by doing your Amazon shopping through the link that we keep right on the website. Click on that big A, do your shopping, receive your products, and you'll also be helping out our show. You can also find our social media links there. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can subscribe to us on Apple Podcast and give us a 5-star review while you're there. You can also find us on the Stitcher Radio app for your tablet or smartphone, Podbean, Google Play Music, and you can also stream us through Spotify. You can also find our show along with some other fantastic podcasts on the nerdpodcastmafia.com website. Shout out to everybody in the Nerd Podcast Mafia. Shout out to Code 45 for hanging out with us last week. This week's K-pop jam is brought to you by a friend of the show, Aiko the Rain Man. It's called 5 a.m. Napalm. It's his new jam. Get it on iTunes and Spotify. Back to you, Joey.
They got the feds running all over my property. Am I an omen? Is this my prophecy? I am an anomaly, wondering why you conjured me. Title of my time mage, sipping up in this champagne. The clock moves when
the Necromorph. I don't know what that is, alien.
Oh, those are perfect. Awesome. So, just once again, a weekly reminder, we are getting closer and closer to the launch of our Patreon page on October 1st. So get your credit cards ready because it's coming. That being said, Mark, what do we got for news this week?
Yo, pump it up. It's time for the news. Yo, we getting ready to bring you the news, boy.
All right, so this week in nerdy news, we actually had a lot of things that dropped, so we're gonna try to go through it one by one. So let's start with the MCU. There was an announcement this week that some of the characters from the live action movies are going to be getting their own limited series TV shows on the new Disney streaming app. Those characters are rumored to be Loki and Scarlet Witch, amongst others. I think this is an amazing idea. It's kind of odd for Tom Hiddleston to come back and do a TV show after playing Loki on a big screen in so many appearances, but he has done other TV shows in between. So I think this would fit in really nicely. A nice 6-7 episode arc of Loki doing something. 6-7 episode arc of Scarlet Witch doing something. I think that's pretty cool. That's a very enticing bit for me to think about the Disney streaming service. So let's go around the room and see what you guys think about it. Let's start with you, Joey.
I would watch Elizabeth Olsen read the phone book, so I'm all in.
Of course.
we could have the story of where her accent went. That would actually be great. I'd watch 8 episodes of her doing Rosetta Stone, trying to not have an accent while Vision is cooking terrible food.
Her trying to find her accent for 8 episodes. Yeah,
that's right. Bank it. Let's do it.
All right. So Aubrey, what about you? You're a fan of Loki, right?
I don't really understand his hype.
Oh, really? Oh, I got that wrong.
Sorry, I thought you were being sarcastic, but I don't understand his hype too much. I'm not really interested in watching a show on Loki. I mean, Scarlet Witch would be really cool. I wouldn't mind a show on her.
Yeah.
I don't really know if I care enough about Loki as a character to watch a spinoff on him. I feel like that's just appeasing the fangirls.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Is there any character that's in the MCU that you would definitely like to see, like a small spin-off TV show about on a streaming service?
I think that Black Widow would be a better spin-off series than as a movie.
Yeah.
I would prefer to have her as a spin-off series. Scarlet Witch is also, it would be a good series as well. Other than that, I think everybody else is good covered with movies, as a part of the movies that they're in, not as their own movies.
Yeah.
There's not anybody that I'm yearning to see go solo.
And not even Thor? What if they gave you like a 3-episode Thor arc of him with just no shirt on?
I haven't even watched the episodes of Green Arrow with no shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
I've watched maybe one episode of him with no shirt on, and then I just haven't watched it since.
All right. Joey, what about you? Is there any characters from the MCU you want to see get their own show on this streaming service?
Do they have to already have been in a movie, or like new things that haven't been in a movie at all?
They would have already had to have been in a movie. This is their spin-off shot.
Oh, well, there goes my Alpha Flight movie. TV show, I guess.
Nope. I mean, that can still happen, but that's what this is designed for, the spin-off characters.
Right. Man, I hope it would be cool if the Loki TV show was about when Loki was a little kid. Kid Loki.
No, Tom Hiddleston's playing him.
I know, but he could still like be in it. But
de-age him. De-age him all the way to when he's like 6
like
years
12.
old.
No, that was he was a cool character in Young Avengers a couple of years ago. He was like a tween Loki. It was pretty awesome. But let me think. How about Korg? I would watch a Korg series.
Oh, there you go. That's good.
What about you, Mark?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm not sure who I'd want. I would kind of want
Kat Dennings.
No, honestly, I would want a Hawkeye miniseries. That's what I would want.
Oh God, yeah! If it was based on the Matt Fraction book, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. That's what I would want, or a Nebula spinoff, because I like that character a lot. I think that would be cool too.
That would be a good way if they did Hawkeye to get Kate Bishop into the MCU.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. I think they did talk about having other characters make appearances on these shows too. So yeah, that would be a good way to introduce some new blood, and then maybe throw them into the big movies when the time is right. All right, so so that's one MCU bit of news. The next bit of MCU news is there was a rumor before, and I know we talked about this before, and it wasn't completely official. At least I didn't really believe it because of the source that it came from, but that they were going to make an Eternals movie, and I was not too familiar with the Eternals, and the source that delivered this news I was kind of wishy-washy on, but apparently they did hire a director for the Eternals movie. It's Chloe Zhao, and this won't be her first movie. This would be like her 7th one, but all of her other movies have been like small independent movies. So I'm thinking that the reason this got such a big green light to be moved ahead so fast is because of Guardians 3. Guardians 3 being off the calendar, they're like, all right, let's just give this a green light. Let's go get some cosmic stuff back on a big screen. What do you guys think about this kind of newcomer female director doing this big science fiction Marvel movie? Aubrey.
Oh, who is it?
She is not well known at all. Her name is Chloe Zhao.
I don't know what she does.
She doesn't do anything that you would know, or that any of us
Probably
would know.
not. Then I have no idea how I should feel about it.
Are you a fan of the Eternals at all? I don't remember if we talked about that before.
No, I don't think I've watched any of it.
All right, we're gonna have to go to the Marvel expert here, Joey. Joey, give us the breakdown.
What am I breaking down?
Are you excited about this newcomer directing an Eternals movie? Are you excited about an Eternals movie, and are you excited about a new director coming on board for it?
Am I excited about an Eternals movie? Yes, I am. Am I excited about this person? I don't know. I've never heard of them. I've never seen a single movie they directed. And reading the synopsis of movies they've directed certainly don't sound like anything I would want to watch. So,
how about the fact that they greenlighted it so quickly?
Well, they've been working on it for what, like 6 or 7 months now? It was reported. When was that? Like 6 months ago?
Maybe.
But supposedly it was supposed to spin out of Guardians 3, but now they might be trying to spin it out of Avengers 4 instead.
Okay. All right, good. That kind of backs up my theory then, if that's the case.
Yeah, I don't, because they don't. If Guardians 3 is either indefinitely on hold or pushed back farther, there's nothing cosmic going on.
Right.
So they're going to need something. We'll see. It's a pretty obscure property. It was a Jack Kirby creation back in the day. A lot of the characters were in Quasar, which is one of my favorite like D grade heroes at a comic when I was younger. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. Again, with a lot of this Marvel stuff, I kind of trust them implicitly at this point. Like until they do something awful, it's kind of hard to not just be like, "Whoa, all right, I'll roll with it." I would go to see it if they had a big wheel movie coming out. I would go see that. Like, I pretty much trust them at this point.
All right. So speaking of female directors who have made movies that none of us have probably ever seen, doing a big Marvel movie, the trailer for Captain Marvel dropped this week. We got our first, not our first look at Brie Larson, because we've seen the pictures of the outfit, but our first look at the footage from the movie. It starts off with her landing inside of a Blockbuster, which went right to my heart because I spent many years in Blockbuster.
Right away, I knew. I was like, oh, Mark already loves this movie.
Right. I'm already there day one. And I was totally like scoping out the scene for like screen accuracy, making sure that everything looked right. And yeah, they got it right. Everything looked good. So we got our first look at Captain Marvel. What did you guys think of the trailer? Let's start with Aubrey.
It looked cool. I'm still really excited about this movie. I'm taking everything with caution because I'm hoping that the trailers don't ruin the movie for me, and don't give too much away. I'm just really excited to actually see this movie.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right, Joy, what about you? What'd you think of the trailer?
I thought it was all right as a trailer.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for the property, but I don't know. It didn't feel, it didn't make me want to run through a brick wall like the Black Panther trailers, the Infinity War trailers did. So, but I wonder if it's because it's a new character. So, we have a lot to, they have to kind of just introduce the character first. And we're kind of going back to maybe what the Doctor Strange trailers were. Like they need to, it's easy for us who are literally like immersed in this 24/7 to be like, oh, Captain Marvel, great. But for like your average Joe, like they need to be like coaxed into what they're watching. So that's probably why the trailer was a little dialed back. And they also didn't seem like they wanted to give too much away, like at all.
Right.
So I guess we'll see. So I wasn't like frothing at the mouth over the trailer, but I thought everything looked good. I'm still 100% in. It's just, I wasn't blown away.
Yeah, I kind of had that same reaction too. It didn't hit me like a big Marvel superhero movie, and it's mostly because I'm not too familiar with Captain Marvel. I haven't read any of the books at all, but the thing that does excite me about this movie is the filmmakers behind it. Like, this is one of the few Marvel trailers that I've seen that I'm more interested to see what the filmmakers are going to do with the story than I am with what the characters are going to do in the movie. I think the style that they're painting on the screen, like the images that they're doing, I think look really, really badass. And it looks like it's going to be like really, it doesn't look like it's going to be like a Marvel cookie cutter movie. It looks like Black Panther, the people behind the camera are really going to infuse their own kind of personality into it. Making it a more personal movie. So, and that's what I got from the trailer. As far as her having powers and blowing up stuff and fighting people, I wasn't too blown away by. But her punching an old lady in the face, I fucking loved. I thought that was great.
Yikes.
All I could think of when I saw her punch an old lady in the face was, oh my God, she just killed that old woman.
I'm sure that old lady deserved it.
I think that old lady was a Skrull.
Yeah.
Or, if it was me, maybe that lady was in line at the express lane and she had like 17 items instead of 15.
Captain Marvel tracked her down in a bus. Like, hey.
That's right.
All right. So now we're done with the MCU. Now it's time to go where we got to go.
Oh, no.
Oh, you know it.
We have to go back!
We are going back to the DCEU with a couple of hot stories that dropped this week. Let's
drop it like it's hot.
Let's start with the Birds of Prey casting rumors. This was something that, I honestly kind of forgot. With all of their announcements, I kind of forgot that this movie was even coming out. But because there's these rumors of the casting, it sounds like they're really trying to pull this off. So Birds of Prey, Margot Robbie's going to be in it as Harley Quinn, obviously. They are casting for Black Canary. The people that are rumored to be reading for the role is Gugu Mbatha Raw, who you might remember.
Excuse me? God bless you.
Who you might remember from the last Cloverfield movie that we watched, the one that was in space. She's awesome. I love her. Journey Smollett Bell, who I'm not too familiar with. She's been around for a while. She played freaking Michelle Tanner's best friend on Full House. Like that's how long this actress has been around.
Is she on Fuller House?
No, she's actually graduated to like movies and TV shows, like real TV shows. And then Janelle Monáe, who, I knew of her music and I kind of forgot that she was an actress. She was in Hidden Figures and she is amazing in that movie and unbelievably beautiful. So I think she's just awesome. If they get her, that's a coup. So we have Black Canary. We have Huntress, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who you might remember from the other Cloverfield movie, to Cloverfield Lane, or the hot cheerleader girl in Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof, or the soft six that Joey likes to call her from Scott Pilgrim. And then we have Renee Montagna in the movie, and then we have Cassandra Cain as Batgirl.
Who's the Cloverfield monster playing?
The Cloverfield monster is going to be Jim Gordon.
Excellent.
So let's start with Black Canary. Are you guys familiar with any of these actresses at all?
No.
Not a clue.
So Black Canary is going to be black?
That's what I was like. That's kind of, is that a little too on the nose, or what the hell is that? But I mean, if you put them all together, I do like the diversity of the crew. Cassandra Cain, who was Batgirl at some point in the comic books, they're looking for a around 12-year-old Asian girl to be her. And I want to nominate all of the girls from Girls' Generation. I'm just throwing it out there.
Aren't they like in their late 20s?
Yeah, but they still look young.
They could play. They could play. Yeah. They could play 12.
Yeah, isn't Robert Downey Jr. like 75 or something? He's
right, like Luke Perry,
All right, so are you guys? Do you have anything to say about the Birds of Prey casting rumors, Aubrey?
I don't know any of these people. I just don't even care. I want Christina Hendricks to play everybody.
That could be done. That could be arranged. Joey.
I don't really care about Black Canary casting. I think it's pretty whack that they're going to cast these actresses they're casting for Huntress are terrible.
Yeah, other than Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I didn't really know the other ones.
No, I know who the other ones are, but come on. What happened to Alexandria Daddario?
Hey, if you want a smoking hot Huntress, you can watch the Birds of Prey TV show, all right?
Or Arrow.
Or there you go, or Arrow. Watch that and be quiet.
If you want the Huntress shaped like a refrigerator, this movie's got you covered.
Oh, jeez. All right. Okay, so Birds of Prey. All right, that's off. And
no Oracle in this movie, which is mind-blowing to me, but okay.
They got to save that.
I understand, but that's the whole point.
All right.
It'd be like saying we're going to have a Thor movie. We're not going to have a hammer in it.
All right. Okay, so speaking of comic book adaptations that bear no striking resemblance to the comic book whatsoever, we got our look at Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur, a.k.a. the Joker. We talked about his picture last week, Joaquin Phoenix, but we got to look at him in the makeup, in the actual clown makeup as the Joker. There's an Instagram video, kind of a behind-the-scenes test of it. And, I think it looks cool. That's just me. I think I like the direction that they're going with this Joker character. What do you guys think of the look of Joaquin Phoenix with the makeup on now, Joey?
Well, I did not like the way it looked in the Instagram video at all. That really looked stupid.
Okay.
They released some stills. I think maybe there was video too of him walking in a subway.
Okay.
From today, and he had the suit on and everything.
Yep.
I think that looked really good. I liked the way that looked.
Did that show off his green hair too?
Yeah, he had the green hair, and the makeup was a little more messy.
Yep.
So I thought that looked really good, but that's probably the first thing I've seen in this movie that I like the way it looks.
Mm-hmm. All right, Aubrey. What about you? What did you think of Joaquin Phoenix in the Joker makeup?
I think this movie's gonna suck anyway, so I think it looks like shit.
Fair enough.
Mic drop.
Fair enough. Yeah, the more I see of it, the more I think I can see how they're going to handle this. And I like it. This is going to be like an Elseworld story. You're going to give the comic book to a different writer and artist and see what they can do with it. So I think that's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to it. I did that, but you're right. The pictures that came out after that video were a lot better. So I'm excited for that. And we also got our first look at Zazie Beetz, who's going to be in the movie too. So, hello, Zazie.
She just looks like a really bored Zazie Beetz. Like that.
That's right. As long
that's what happens when you go from Deadpool to the DC EU.
Her agent was probably like, "Oh, we got another superhero movie for you." It just showed up, and then she found out it was DCEU.
And then she's probably like, "Wait a minute, is like my job in jeopardy? What am I doing here? Why am I being punished?"
They're just gonna CG on a new mouth with smiling.
I thought I was good as Domino. Why am I here?
Okay, and there's some other news that came out this week too about the Joker and Harley Quinn movie, but no one really cares about that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit excited for it because it is the writers of Bad Santa, and I like Bad Santa a lot. And they did Focus with Will Smith and Margot Robbie, and I like that movie a lot too. And they did the Bad News Bears remake. So I'm interested in what they're gonna do with Joker and Harley Quinn. A little.
I think it's gonna be fucking trash.
Did they also write Bad Santa 2?
No. That one they did not write.
Trash. It's going to be trash.
All right, so that's it for the DCEU.
Thank God.
So next is a little bit of news that came out of a conversation with Bob Iger, the president of Disney, who's talking about how everything was set up with the Star Wars movies. He said that there's going to be a slowdown in the movies that they're putting out. Once they bought the rights from Lucasfilm, they really want to get it out there to the public, and they think they might have done a little bit too much too soon, and he takes a lot of that blame on himself. I personally don't see anything wrong with releasing a Star Wars movie on May 25th. I think that makes perfect sense. It sucks that it was a Han Solo movie that no one really wanted to see, but putting it out in the middle of the summer, I think is totally fine. But there's going to be a slowdown on Star Wars movies now. Do you think this is the right thing for them to do, Joey?
Yes.
How often should there be Star Wars movies?
Every 3 years.
What? What is this, the 70s? No,
that's the way it goes, man. Every 3 years. Got to build up. It should be special. It's not a cinematic universe. It's not, I don't know, whatever. It's not Friday the 13th. Take your time. Make it special.
All right, fine. Aubrey,
I would watch one every year, but they had problems with Solo, and it seems like people are starting to get a little burned out. So every 3 years is fine.
Yeah, that's too big of a gap of time for me. I might not live that long. I might not live to the next trilogy. All right, so Aubrey, what about you? How often do you think we should have Star Wars movies if they do start to slow them down?
I also agree that every 3 years is totally fine.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I feel like they're forcing it and it's becoming too much.
That's fair. And a lot of people would agree with that based on the fact that no one likes these last two movies.
No, I'd say nobody likes them.
Well, but that's the vibe that Lucasfilm is getting. Last Jedi kind of ripped everyone apart, and no one really went to see Solo, which is baffling to me. But it's. I think a movie every 2 years is fine. That I can take. I think that'd be totally fine. 3 years, that's kind of a long.
I think every year is too much. I think 6 months apart is ridiculously too much.
Yeah.
I also think that Solo was kind of in a weird place where they committed to making it and then they had to reshoot it. And it was just like, just fucking put the thing out at this point and just be done with it.
No, it was always designed to come out on May 25th.
No, I know that. But I'm just saying, like, people freaking out about the reaction to Solo. Like, I don't think Disney cared after a certain point. I just think after that whole mess, they just make the best movie we could possibly make and put it out, and it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I think with the new streaming service, like if they're going to be doing the Marvel characters, giving them their own shows, I think that might work better for the Star Wars stories that they want to do. Like a 6-episode story arc of Han Solo, of the young Han Solo adventures, of how he meets Chewie and the Kessel Run. In episode, it's like the 5th episode they do the Kessel Run. I think that would be really cool. I think that would work a lot better than them pumping hundreds of millions of dollars into a big live action movie. Mm-hmm. I think a mini series would work perfect for those type of stories. I think that's the direction that they should be going in. But what do I know? I want a Star Wars movie every week, damn it. All right. So, and that's it for like the big like geeky news. I had a few smaller like quick hits. They are doing a Child's Play reboot.
Oh God.
And we got our first look at the Chucky doll, the redesign of the Chucky doll. Child's Play was a movie that I liked back in the day when I saw it. I haven't been keeping up with the other Chucky movies, but I will say this reboot will star Aubrey Plaza. So I'm there.
Hey.
I'm there for that. So what do you guys think of Child's Play reboot, Aubrey?
After watching her in Parks and Rec, I can just buy into every character that she plays because I feel like all Aubreys are the same at this point.
Have you ever seen Ingrid Goes West?
No.
You should watch that. She's in that and she's really good in it. And different from the characters that she usually plays.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good.
Maybe I'll watch it then.
All right, Joey, what about you, man? Are you a fan of the Chucky movies?
Well, after watching Aubrey Plaza as the voice of Grumpy Cat in Grumpy Cat Saves Christmas, no. Let's see, Chucky movies. Yeah, I mean, I've seen them all, and they're okay for what they are. Which is a terrible, awful like compliment to give anyone. It's okay for what it is, but I don't. Like online, people are like losing their fucking mind over this.
Really?
Like there's this huge drama. People like not my Chucky.
Oh God.
What are you? What this is the hill you want to die on? Is like the last Child's Play movie was direct to like video on demand. Like what are you getting all crazy about? Like who cares? I do like Aubrey Plaza though. She's hot. So
word. Yeah, I think it's going to be cool. I mean, it's a little bit different from the other one. I think the other one had a serial killer whose soul got trapped into a Chucky doll.
In the doll, correct.
Yeah. Right. This one is going to be more of a, I think, like a fancy toy that kind of gets programmed differently and becomes aware of itself or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's not going to be a serial killer and a demon inside of a doll's having his soul placed in a doll. It's gonna be different.
That's kind of lame, but
all right. So I'll check it out. I'll see what the hubbub is about. I like the.
I'm sure if they can make it cheap,
right? That's the key.
We all know how this horror thing works. If they can keep the budget really low on this and put it out around Halloween next year, I'm sure they'll make some money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this, because that original movie was based on a popular toy from the 80s. So it'd be interesting to see how today's technology will work in that same toy. I haven't bought a kid's toy and, I don't even know what kids are into these days. So seeing that kind of thought process.
They're into watching other people play video games on YouTube.
Seeing that thought process of what a kid's toy would be in 2019 would be interesting to me. All right.
So no Jennifer Tilly in this one then?
Probably not.
She used to be really hot back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't know if she still got it, but...
Well, I don't know. Did you see the last Chucky movie? Wasn't she in that one?
Yeah, but she's just the voice of Chucky's wife.
Oh, I thought she was actually in that one.
Oh, was she? I don't know.
All right. So speaking of sequels, another movie that's coming out, we got the official word that Kingsman 3 is coming out 2019. Matthew Vaughn will be returning to write and direct Kingsman 3. So I guess the Superman deal fell through. I really liked the first Kingsman. I thought the second one was okay, but the kid that plays Eggsy is amazing. I think he is so incredibly talented. So I'm psyched to see his character come back for part 3. What do you guys think of Kingsman 3? Start with Aubrey.
I still haven't watched the first Kingsman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, the second one was pretty cool.
But you like Colin Firth, right?
I do. I just never got around to watching it. I was really excited when I saw it announced and everything, and I thought it looked super cool. But then, life happened, and I never got around to actually going to the movies and seeing it.
Yeah.
So, it's really cool. I think I'll probably really enjoy it because I love Colin Firth. He's fantastic. So, I'm optimistic.
You're gonna have to watch the first one because he's amazing in the first one, much better than the second one. He's really good.
I actually it was free on my TV for a while, and I had it, and I started watching it at one point, but then again, life happened, and I stopped watching it.
That's all right. We'll put it on the list. All right, Joey.
Well, I love the first one. I thought the first one was fucking fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the second one. I didn't love it as much as the first one. And that was kind of, I thought it was disappointing, but not because it was bad, but just because I had such a high standard from the first one.
Yeah.
So it was still a good movie. It was like a 2.75 out of 5. And the first one was like a 4.75 out of 5. Okay. So it was a step down, but it wasn't like it was bad. It's not like it was The Room or fucking like Batman versus Superman or something, but I don't know. Can they get the magic back from the first one? We'll see.
I'm pretty sure that's what he's planning on.
I'll be there. I'll be there day one. I'm excited. Just, I don't know, try to make it better.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see. I'm glad that Matthew Vaughn is coming back to do a third one. Like he definitely needs to complete his trilogy and then move on to bigger and better things. The guy's talented, so I'm excited for it. I want to see him wrap it up with a nice big bowl. If there's a Kingsman 4, then fuck you.
There will be, but it'll be like direct to video.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with that guy. I remember before Kingsman came out, he's like, all right, I have this idea. We're going to make a comic book and then we're going to turn it into a movie and we're going to do it all ourselves. No one else is going to play a part of this. No Marvel, no DC, just me and, the dude, the Scottish dude that wrote Kick-Ass.
Mark Millar.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah. It's like, this is me and his project. We're going to see this whole thing through. And the fact that they're making it into a trilogy, good for you guys. Good for you. I'm very proud of you.
Can they get the girl with the, knives for feet back?
God, I hope so. She must have died in the first one.
She probably did, which is too bad.
Yeah, well, they killed Colin Firth in the first one too, so they wound up bringing him back.
Well, she was also the mummy, so I guess she has to pay her penance.
That's true. So that's pretty much it for the big news. The other smaller items were things that you guys aren't going to care about, but it means a hell of a lot to me.
Well, what is it?
Michael B. Jordan is cast as John Clark in a series of Tom Clancy movies, meaning that we're going to get a Black Jack Ryan, which I think is pretty dope.
No, he's not going to be Jack Ryan.
No, I know
he's like Jack Ryan's friend.
That's what I'm saying. He's not going to be the Jack Ryan. He's going to be John Clark. But we're getting a Jack Ryan type of movies starring Michael B. Jordan, like that cool spy espionage kick-ass action movie, except for this time it won't be a dude behind a desk forced to be a hero. It's going to be a guy who's ready to kick ass and be a hero. I'm psyched for that. The character was played in other movies by Willem Dafoe and Liev Schreiber, so the fact that it's Michael B. Jordan, yes.
Well, Peter, I'm a little bit of a scientist myself.
Yes, I love Michael B. Jordan. But I will say he made a cameo in a movie this year. I won't say what it was and spoil it, but it probably was one of the most disappointing movies I've ever seen.
What movie was it?
I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to spoil it in case someone else watches it. But he showed up.
Crazy Rich Asians.
He showed up at the end, and I'm like, oh man, that means that if you only show up at the end of the movie, that means that you had a piece of this entire movie. Like you were gunning for this movie to be made, and I thought it was gonna be good, and it didn't quite. It was very disappointing. So yeah, he still has Creed coming out, so I'll give him that. And then the other big news that completely rocked my... I'm sorry. Aubrey, did you have anything to say about Michael B. Jordan as John Clark?
Nope.
Michael B. Jordan as an action star kicking ass.
Nope.
I'm always down for more action movies, so we'll see.
Oh,
these type of movies, do they make money anymore? Like,
yeah, that's the thing. Like the last Jack Ryan movies have all bombed. The Chris Pine one, the Ben Affleck one. So
and then Jack Reacher.
Oh yeah, the last one bombed too. But that wasn't a Tom Clancy one.
No, but it's the same kind of style of movie.
What are like the big Tom Clancy video games? Aubrey, do you remember?
Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell. Wasn't there another one?
Splinter Cell, Blacklist, Ghost Recon.
Rainbow Six.
Yeah. Division.
So they're gonna make movies.
What's Division?
Division was Tom.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was.
So they're gonna make movies of those stories starring Michael B. Jordan as John Clark in Rainbow Six or something like that. A couple of those video game titles. So that at least you get the name brand out there. And give him his own trilogy. I'm psyched. I'm psyched for it. And then the last big piece of news that means everything to me, which means nothing to anybody else. Netflix announced that they are doing a Avatar: The Last Airbender live action TV show. And I'm not going to lie, I was almost in tears. This is a very exciting time for Mark Reagans. I love that animated show. I love the fact that Netflix is going to put some money behind it and turn it into a live action adventure to kind of wash away the M. Night Shyamalan story. And the creators behind the original cartoon are going to be a part of this show. So that means that no whitewashing, and they're going to get to expand the world a little bit more dramatically than they can in an animated Nickelodeon show. So I'm psyched for this. You guys haven't watched any of The Last Airbender, is that right?
No.
Aubrey?
No.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about actually getting what I want and people not responding the way that I want them to. Like I wanted a live action Speed Racer like my entire life, and then when it came out and bombed, it's like, well, I guess that's kind of what I get. This one, I'm a little bit worried too. Avatar, the cartoon is 5 out of 5. It's perfect. Them trying to redo it, I'm a little worried, but I'm hoping that it's going to be good and that people will actually watch the show and see what it is that all the other Avatar fans have known for the past 10 years. This is one of the best stories ever told. Oh, I'm sorry. One of the best nerdy adventure stories done. It's right up there with Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. It's right up there.
Can't be worse than the movie, right?
I can fall down 50 flight of stairs and that would be better. That would be much better than the movie. So yeah, I'm just like, I think it's coming out next year. I'm not 100% sure, but Avatar: The Last Airbender, a live action TV show, is like a dream come true. I can't wait. Can't fucking wait for this.
Well, for your sake, I hope it's good.
Yeah, me too. So that's it. That's pretty much it for the news, unless you guys have any other topics you want to bring up.
I am good, Aubrey.
Nope.
Aubrey, I'm sorry. I meant to ask you, how did you? So we had the incredibly huge storm that like wrecked part of the East Coast last week. How did everything go from your side of it? Because we were kind of worried about you.
We got a lot of rain, but then like the days after the hurricane, we got a whole bunch of tornadoes.
And we
were fine. It's just we were surrounded by a lot of crap weather.
So was there a lot of damage in your area?
Not really, no. It wasn't as bad as they had projected it to be because the hurricane turned. Mm-hmm. It was originally coming right at us and it was going to hit us full on. And then it turned at the last minute.
Oh, good.
And so we just got the outskirts.
Yep.
But then like the atmosphere afterwards had mixed with another storm, so then that just caused a lot of tornadoes for us for like a day or so.
Well, I'm glad that it turned and didn't get you guys.
Yeah, I was pretty excited because so I work about an hour away from my house. And GameStop doesn't close for anything. So I was going to have to drive into work in really bad weather. So I was pretty excited to only have to drive in rain.
Yeah.
You probably were also excited that it meant you didn't have to go see The Predator.
Yes, I was super excited.
You would have hated that movie.
But I would like you to try and watch it when it comes out on FX Saturday at some point down the road. Let's give it a shot. Just like we can see what your reaction would have been.
Yeah, I probably will watch it on FX Saturday.
Cool. All right. Yeah, so that's it. That's all I got for the news.
Awesome. Well, I guess we'll go and see if anyone's got any recommendations for the listeners up there, and we'll wrap it up. Aubrey, you haven't been here for a few weeks. What have you got for us today?
All I've been doing is playing Spider-Man. You know, I talked a little bit about it in the beginning, so I think everybody should at least check it out. If you didn't like Arkham Knight, there's not too much that, I mean, it is different from Arkham Knight, but it still has that Arkham Knight feel, but you don't have to drive around in the Batmobile. So that was people's biggest bitch about Arkham Knight. So maybe, you know, people won't be so upset by this.
Hey,
awesome.
Aubrey, thanks for confirming that Miles Morales is going to be in the game for me. That warmed my heart.
Yes, I saw that and I was like, oh, I got to send a picture to Mark.
Better sell some more T-shirts, Mark, if you can get a PlayStation 4.
Yeah, that for some reason that Spider-Man PlayStation 4, it's starting to permeate like everybody. Like people come into the store talking about it. And I'm like, there's nothing about this store that says video games or Spider-Man or PlayStation. But here we are having a conversation about it inside of the store. It's crazy. So yeah, the thought of having a PS4, it's being floated out there. I'm just saying.
Excellent. I have that on my Christmas list, so hopefully I'll get it this year.
Nice.
Awesome. What about you, Mark?
Yeah, like I said, I haven't gone to the movies, and the ones that I have seen, I've been disappointed by. So I will recommend, if you like Avatar: The Last Airbender and the new Voltron cartoon, there is a new Netflix animated show called The Dragon Prince by one of the head writers of Avatar. And it's kind of mystical, kind of magical, but the characters speak very modern.
Mystical? Danger!
Shake your ass! Watch yourself. But it's I've only gotten a few episodes in. I have it on in the background as I'm working on my other project. But the animation is a little wonky. It's going to take me a little while to get used to it, but I definitely feel like the story is going to get a lot deeper. They put a lot of pieces in place that lets you know that this world that they're building there's going to be some good stuff happening in it. So check out The Dragon Prince on Netflix.
You know, I've actually heard from somebody else that that's really good too.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Janine and her Voltron friends are all into it now. So
Nice.
Awesome. Well, I will recommend that you go to SoWizardPodcast.com, where you can find the podcast every week. Links to all our social media accounts on the right-hand side of the page, movie reviews, and streaming picks from Adam and Mark Ellis, and so much more. SoWizardPodcast.com. Don't forget to subscribe to us on iTunes / Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or just about anywhere else that you get your podcasts. We will be there. But let's go ahead and recommend that you check out the new song from our friend Igo the Rain Man. You heard some snippets of earlier in the show. 5 a.m. Napalm is available on Spotify, iTunes, and SoundCloud. And also, if you're going to be at New York Comic Con coming up, I will be there Thursday and Friday. So if you happen to see me wandering around, feel free to stop me and say hi. I will probably be very, very tired and very, very broke. So if you happen to have a granola bar or something on you, feel free to hook a brother up. But all that being said, this has been episode number 216 of the So Wizard podcast. I have no freaking idea what we're going to talk about next week, but in a few weeks, we'll be talking about Venom, so that'll be exciting. On behalf of my co-hosts, the queen of all nerds, back from assignment, Aubrey Litchfield.
Back from assignment, back to kick ass and take names.
And the expert, Mr. Marquis Marcellus Reagans.
You can take my name, Aubrey. It's Marky Mark. Everybody have a good week. Wakanda forever.
You've been listening to episode 216 of the So Wizard podcast. I've been your host, Joey DiCarlo. We'll see you next week. Good journey.